So the next few paragraphs talk about the actual closing. Paragraph 12 specifically talks about closing documents and the closing information. So the seller and the buyer are both agreeing here that the closing will be handled by the title company. And as I mentioned, not only do they provide title insurance, but they typically in Colorado provide the closing services. They're going to prepare the documentation. They're going to prepare the deed. They're going to handle all the money, and they'll hold it in escrow until the actual closing. And so we all agree to work with them in paragraph 12. And then also in paragraph 12.4, you see the notice that that everyone will receive their settlement costs up front. So you'll know exactly what you're paying for each piece of the transaction. Transfer of title is typically we're going to look for a general warranty deed. That's the most comprehensive. There are definitely times when other deeds are going to be more applicable, and so we'll talk about those if for some reason we want to be looking at one of those instead. And then in paragraph 14, the buyer and the seller agree that all liens and encumbrances will be paid by the seller before closing. So when the buyer purchases the property, there's nothing outstanding that they owe. Again, unless there's something specific that is agreed to, again, solar panels being a great example. So those are the highlights of the closing details. Now in a minute, we'll get into closing costs.